And finally, I'm going to get to the top 10 movies of the 80s. Pardon the old appearance. I've just washed my hair. I'm on my way to collect my son, and yeah, I'm trying to get the opportunity to do this. Now, let me plug this book while I'm about to do this. This is a film listography book, which is basically all different kinds of lists. So list your favourite actresses, mystery and suspense films, scenes that made you cringe, film characters that remind you of people you know, just all sort of lists. Some of them I have completed, some of them I have not. Now, it just so happens that in this is I hadn't done these yet, your favourite 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s movies. And your favourite 2000s, or noughties, whatever you want to call it. So, I have done my favourite. It shows you warriors there for the illustration. It's not on my list, spoiler. So, I have narrowed this down, guys, to 10, and then I had to put them in order afterwards, and I struggled. So let's not faff about too much. So coming in at number 10 is a childhood favourite, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, clearly with Gene Wilder. This was one of my favourite books as a child. I don't feel that it has been bettered in, you know, in respect of people doing that story. The Johnny Depp version pales in significance. Gene Wilder is definitely the epitome of Willy Wonka. Absolutely love the film. Some of the scenes in that now you just would not see. I mean, the scene with the boat ride and some of the imagery in that is absolutely crazy. I apologise if I'm squinting. The sun is in my eyes. Yes, we're in Northern Ireland and the sun is in my eyes. It's shocking. At number 9 is a bit of a change in pace, is The Wicker Man. Let's not talk about the remake with Nicolas Cage. As much as I adore The Cage, that film is terrible. The original Wicker Man, really eerie, really creepy, fantastic movie. I saw it as a child and I thought it was like really boring and dull, but the bit where he's put into the Wicker Man really disturbed me as a child, as you can imagine. But obviously as I got older and watched the movie myself, it wasn't boring at all. I was just a child and didn't quite understand it. So you're going to get to see all sorts of cars and stuff driving by. I called in to get myself a wee drink. This is an apricot and strawberry energy drink. I needed a bit of an energy boost. This is nothing to do with my list, but let's see what it's like. Very sweet. Don't know about that. At number 8, this is one I haven't seen on anyone else's list, and you're going to say, well, are you surprised, Lisa? Saturday Night Fever. I love Saturday Night Fever. I am a big fan of a dance movie. John Travolta has got the moves. Absolutely not such a big fan of Grace, but Saturday Night Fever, absolutely love it. Staying Alive, absolutely love it. So yeah, Saturday Night Fever is my number 8, Tony Romero. At number 7 is a horror that has been attempted since and remade and not very well, is Carrie. Sissy Spacek in that, and the woman whose name I always forget that plays her mother. You hear me talk about psychopathic females in horror and how I love a really good female psycho. Annie Wilkes, recently in Obsession, and in this one, the mother is the scariest thing about this film. The scene at the end where she's pinned to the middle of the door with the kitchen implements, sort of like, you know, imagery of the Jesus statue, the crucifixion, is absolutely iconic. I love the movie. When I first watched it, it was with my entire family. When I say entire family, I mean parents and grandparents. I'm an only child, so it was just me. And that beginning scene was very embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing, it has to be said. I was not of an age that understood what was going on in the shower and plug it up. I was too young to even understand what was going on there. Very embarrassing. Had I known, I'd have probably been even more embarrassed. Number 6 is one that is on some people's lists, almost made other people's lists, has one of my favourite actors of all time in, so it had to make my list, is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Absolutely fantastic movie. Just Jack Nicholson is in his element. That time period, and for the next sort of like 10 years afterwards, his acting performances were, he was just manic, and I love it. I'm there for it. I just love the whole manic Jack Nicholson. I think he's fabulous, and I love One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Again, one I saw as a kid, didn't quite understand the first time I saw it, but obviously appreciated it when I watched it much later on. Number 5 is one that I'm surprised no one mentioned. Maybe it's just me. This film is on everyone's TV at Christmas. You might not watch it, but it is on everyone's TV at Christmas. It's The Poseidon Adventure. This is a big part of my childhood. I grew up with this. We watched this every year at Christmas. I watched it at Christmas just gone. I still love it. I think it's fabulous. They did remake that. No, watch the original. Brilliant. Absolutely adore it. Please don't tell me there's one before the 70s. It would be like me to say watch the original and then I find out there's one before the one I think is the original. Yeah, Poseidon Adventure, absolutely love it. The bit with a woman who they keep calling fat the whole way through and it turns out she's a championship swimmer. Oh god. Right, that was 5. Number 4, really shocked to not see this in anyone's list just yet, and it's Rocky. Who the hell doesn't love Rocky? Am I getting it right? Is Rocky the 70s? Wait till you see it not being the 70s and me making a complete dick of myself. Sure it is. Absolutely love it. I like most of the movies, not so much the like really late ones, but all the ones that came quite close up until 4 I'm happy, and then I'm a bit less happy. But Rocky movies, just absolutely fantastic. Who wasn't running about shadowboxing after watching that? Even I was a girl and I was even doing it. So yeah, absolutely love it. I think Sylvester Stallone, people say can't act, etc, etc. I think he's pretty damn good in this. He's a bit stiff in places. His enunciation leaves quite a bit to be desired in areas, but same with a lot of us, I suppose. So yeah, I love Rocky. I haven't chosen 10 movies that I think are the best made, most competent, fantastic, pieces of cinema. I have picked my favourite 10 movies from the 70s. So, arguably you could say, why the hell are you putting this in? Because I love it. So number 3, we've got to the top 3. And number 3 is one that I did see on someone else's list, happily. Another big part of my childhood, a film that was on TV every bloody time it came on. My family were sick of the sight of it. I had to watch it every time it was on, and that was Superman. As a matter of fact, any Superman that came on I had to watch. Christopher Reeve will always be my Superman because of the era I grew up in. Just no one else quite fits not even Henry Cavill. I know. For me, my Henry Cavill fandom comes from The Witcher, not so much Superman. But Christopher Reeve as Superman, absolutely fabulous. He got both parts perfect. He's not just Superman, he is Clark Kent. That sort of bumbling, shy, clumsy guy that he added to the character, I absolutely love, and it's what I think of when I think of Superman and Clark Kent. Absolutely beautiful man, tragic end that he had to his life. I thought if anyone would defy the odds, it was Christopher Reeve, but it wasn't to be, sadly. So Superman is my number 3. So number 2, again, something I saw on several lists, and rightly so, is Jaws. Never have two notes denoted such fear of going into the sea. I live in Northern Ireland, quite close to the coast actually. The chances of there being a shark anywhere near those freezing cold waters is negligible. Did I still shit my pants going in on the beach? Absolutely. Thought a shark was going to come and eat me. Never liked swimming in the sea, and that's part of it. Jellyfish is another big part of it. But yeah, Jaws, absolute. Just that scene where everybody's panicking and running up the beach. Shark! It was so shocking for them to actually involve a kid. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe they've killed. That was the first one, wasn't it? It wasn't the second one. They killed the woman dies first. But then there's a kid, isn't there, on a red lino thing? Shocked and stunned I was watching it, but absolutely fabulous. And as someone rightly said, it's a film about the relationship between the men in it. It fits so many different categories, thriller, horror, drama, but at the heart of it, it is a story about the relationships between the men in it, which I'm there for all day long. So, who gets position number 1, guys, eh? My number 1 film from the 70s is a horror. It is a horror that I had no interest in seeing when I was younger. because I thought it was just going to be a gore fest. And at that time, while I liked horror, I wouldn't say I was a gore hound. I am a bit more now. But it's a film I saw accidentally that someone had bounced. Do you remember bouncing videotapes? Someone had copied me. I've told this story before. I apologise if you're a regular on my channel. Someone had copied me a load of forensic files or FBI files off Sky. I didn't have Sky. On a Saturday afternoon, I had a day off. I was regaling myself with forensic files all day long. It was on long play. You know how many hours we get in long play. And it got to the end of it, and this film started, and it was on a VHS, so it was quite grainy, lines here and there, which only added to the effect. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre, yep, there we go. Texas Chainsaw Massacre started. I was transfixed, I was appalled, I was disgusted, I was enthralled, I was hypnotized. That movie is just genius, and everything, there's not actually that much gore in it, it's very much implied, and I think that what people can create in their own minds is so much worse than what they can show on the screen a lot of the time. And the scene around the dinner table with a bucket, and it's just awful, it's appalling, but that's what horror is all about. From the moment I saw that film, I didn't even want to see it, I wasn't interested, but when I saw it, it was the first horror film that I felt real fear watching as an adult. I was an adult when I watched this, and it scared the Jesus out of me. It scared the living daylights out of me. Can you see how I am trying not to swear? I'm trying my best. But absolutely fantastic. My favourite film of the 70s. I thought American Werewolf in London was a 70s movie. Forgive me now. I mean, that's shocking. I was told that it wasn't, so I had to redo my list. American Werewolf would have been my number one if it had been the 70s, but it wasn't the 70s. But always right at the top of my horror list and movie list is American Werewolf and Texas Chainsaw. I think they're two absolutely incredibly disturbing, fantastic movies. I love both of them in equal measure. But yeah, 70s movies, Texas Chainsaw Massacre takes the gold medal for me. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Most people I know have actually done this, or people that like to do tags. I'm not going to tag. What I am going to say is, if you fancy telling us your favourite movies from the 70s, consider yourself tagged by me. Do a video. I'm sure we'd all like to see if there's any other ones that's going to be added to the list. Mine are probably quite stereotypical, I would say. I would say there's no real shocks or surprises in there with mine. But yeah, if you fancy doing it, give it a go, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Over and out from Lisa Loves.